You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Slay the Princess. Last time we discovered that we are creating some kind of new life form who exists between worlds, and we are some kind of angel of death or something, and we're growing as well. Not quite sure what to make of that yet, but I'm excited and horrified, because it's a horror game, to find out. So today, I think we're finally gonna do it. Like, now that we know that this is not a human in this body, it is some kind of entity that is manifested by our intention and collapsed by our observation in a way that is completely unlike real life quantum physics. It is not a real person, and there's something completely different going on. If one of us dies, and then there's another world that appears, a copy of this one, some kind of contingency, which I don't know what to make of that either. But either way, the stakes are different from what we might naively assume when we're told to slay a princess. So, I think today, we're gonna do it. We're going to slay the princess. But, we're gonna do it in the most psychopathic way possible. Just to get it out of the way, because we're gonna have to do all these things. So, sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch!
That's the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Proceed to the cabin. I'm coming for you, princess.
The interior of the cabin, the blade.
All that stuff. But you know, I said we were going to do it the most psychopathic way possible, so we're going to start without the blade.
The door, her voice.
Hello? Is someone there?
Is someone there?
Hypnotize, don't.
She's the frightened princess. I think I'm here to slay you?
You must have the wrong address.
No, I think it's the right one.
Job. You've given away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs.
Hello.
And lock eyes with the... She's beautiful.
There is a chain, but it's
How could someone
empty.
like this be a threat to anyone?
There isn't an end on it.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot.
Hi. You were joking about
Oh, is this a
coming to kill me,
completely
right?
different route?
Do you think you could get me out of these chains?
Oh, just because I said that it's a different route. Hold on, let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
I wasn't kidding when I said I was sent here to kill you. You're apparently going to end the world. I won't kill you, but I just can't set you free. It's too risky. What if I stay for a while and keep you company? There's so many dialogue options. There's probably so many routes. I can go and retrieve the blade, or I can just go back and do it.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here.
The voice changed.
You'd better hope for your own sake that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction?
This is the paranoia route, I guess.
Bluffing.
Okay, so if we go in with or without the blade. No. This is exactly how I started the paranoia route, isn't it? I went in without the blade. No, I went in with the
She has to be
blade.
bluffing, but I'd hurry if I were you. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all.
Alright, well, I'm in. Save the world, save the princess. Those are both heroic things to do, right? So you should be happy no matter what we do.
You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet.
I wonder if we're going to be able to do this.
Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen.
Oh. That was unexpected.
Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
It looks the same to me. I think we got off on the wrong foot. Do you think we could start over?
Oh, you coward.
No, I don't think we can. Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
I'm gonna stab the hand. Let's
Your
finish
eyes
this.
dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her.
What about the ceiling?
Where is she?
She... Gwen Stacying on the ceiling? That's Spider-Woman, right? Close the door behind you. I think that's probably a good idea.
You close the door behind you.
Well, not turning my
Almost
back.
Magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
Okay. Wow, so many potential alternative routes. Investigate the arm is definitely a trap. Oh, wait.
Oh, do you want to play a waiting game? I've been down here a long, long time. I'm very good at waiting.
You do your best to patiently wait her out, but eventually, exhaustion starts to set in.
I'm gonna fall asleep, aren't I?
Wake up. We can't fall asleep down here.
I could keep waiting, I'll just fall asleep, right? And venture into the
You
shadows.
step into the shadows.
Why
Too late,
shadows?
you hear the quiet patter of feet against the basement floor.
I think I'm
followed
dead.
By the taut pull and sharp pain of tearing flesh as the princess lunges into you from behind and drags you to the floor.
Yeah.
The ferocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade. It slips from your hand, your one last means of defense, lying useless beside you in a pool of your cooling blood. I suppose you just lacked the will to fight back. This is the end, isn't it?
That was kind of surprising.
I'm afraid it is. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
I had the upper hand? What do you mean I had the upper hand? I was falling asleep.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, it must be possible to slay the princess, right? Because we've had that option before. Huh. That's weird. The time that I actually meant to do it, I wasn't able to.
You're on a path in the woods, and you're here to...
Anything new here? Nah. Proceed to the cabin. We still have to do the
warning.
first route again.
Before you go any further, she will lie. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature?
Hunted. Okay, that's a new one.
I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered.
Oh, I should have done the other options to hear what the hunter has to say.
She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell.
And see?
That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously.
No.
Maybe. The interior of the cabin is... The blade is your
Yeah, and then there's no mirror, of course.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. What a strange thing to lie about. Maybe he doesn't see it.
Alright. I gotta go to the... I gotta see how handsome I am.
We shouldn't waste time, or it's dangerous. I'm not lying to you.
Alright.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. This really isn't funny.
So we might end up doing a couple routes per episode pretty soon because the dialogue is starting to go fast because we've seen a lot of it before.
You reach forward and rub your hand, but it was there a second, and now it's gone.
So I don't know if the mirror is necessary to continue the story, but I'm gonna check it every time just in case. Alright, we take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
What are you gonna be like this time?
The door to the basement creaks open,
Ooh.
revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost feral.
Dang it, the right click of doom.
Impatient. Or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit.
Is that a
The walls are
lion tail?
obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her.
Okay, well, if she's dragging a chain, she should be easy to know where she is.
Remember, she's just a princess.
Yep, nothing else.
She is certainly not just a princess. You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
Well, yeah, I can hear exactly where you are because of your voice and your chain.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
So we're going to have to move. I could talk. Talking is probably going to get me killed if I move.
You lunge to the side, picking a direction on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by a gust of air, disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive body. The princess. In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her.
Look at that. She's a griffin.
Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows.
Oh, wow.
You still feel her gaze on you.
This storytelling and this imagery, wow. This is evocative.
You're faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive, prey.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond the basement stairs. So she's cut off our escape. Shit. What do we do?
I think if we talk... cut off our escape, so run for the stairs seems to be a bad idea. Let's look at these. What do you want? We don't have to kill each other. What if I helped you? What if we left together? If you could get out of here on your own, wouldn't you have already left? Stop hiding and show yourself! I was sent to kill you because you're a threat to the world. I'm starting to believe that's true. So, a lot of these things, so this is a life and death situation. You never try to just, you never say something like this in a life and death situation. I thought you were, I'm starting to think you're a bad person. Well, say that to the knife in your chest. We could, I think this is the only option where we don't die. I don't think we can slay this thing.
You cannot reason your way out of this, fledgling. There's no compromise with what I am.
At least she's upfront about her intentions.
Okay, and we're not dead. What do you want?
I want to swallow you whole, and I will get what I want. You have no exit. You have no hope. You live and die by my whims, and my whims alone.
Don't ask her what she wants, just slay her.
Do I have the option?
Is that all the advice you have? You don't even know what she looks like. Some specifics would be very helpful. She's just a princess. Don't overthink it. She is clearly not. She's coiling for another strike. Be somewhere else.
Alright, so we listen to this guy. We're
We're on the back foot. The back foot keeps us nimble, keeps us alive. It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive if it eventually kills us. We need to take back the momentum. We need to do something.
Survive, wait for her to strike and hit her back, play dead, stand still. I can just choose survive? This is gonna get me killed. Okay, I'm choosing survive.
You spring into a new patch of jungle, barely moving out of the way before the princess surges past you with a speed that makes her practically unseen.
Alright. I don't think I can keep this up, but why? What do you want? Why do you want to kill me? Stop hiding and show yourself. I was sent to kill you. I think now I can run for the stairs. Let's do it.
Yes, now's our chance. Quick. And then what? We need a plan. We need to figure out something. Don't plan ahead. Act on the now. All that matters is that we stay alive. As you turn to sprint for the stairs, you feel the air shift. You instinctively glance behind you just in time to see the princess lunge from the shadows, more unhinged and dripping, eyes fierce and full of hunger. She is too quick to outrun, too nimble to outmaneuver, too determined to overpower. This is her domain. You are devoured.
I wonder if there is a way to not end it that way.
I guess that's it then, isn't it? Unfortunately for you, no. This isn't it.
Oh, it's going to be very, very painful, isn't it?
You are in a dark and caustic place. A thick, fibrous lining constricts around you, its slick surface impossible to grip. Your hands scrabbling uselessly at your surroundings as they compress in on you. Your lungs can barely expand in such a tiny space. Not that the humid, finite air grants you more than a few shallow breaths at a time.
Okay, really don't like this.
The liquid pooling beneath you starts to seep into your skin. You itch, then sting, then burn as the acid begins its slow work.
I wonder if I can still slay.
When I killed you, I tried to leave this place, but it wouldn't let me. You belong down there, it screamed at me. The world is better off without you in it.
The flesh around you rumbles as the princess begins to move, her thundering footfalls twisting you helplessly about. Your skin protests as the corrosive liquid sloshes around you, but there will be no respite for you in sight. The burning grows stronger, and you can feel layers of you being peeled away.
But you don't belong down here. You came from somewhere else. You came from out there. So I consumed your dead heart. And I carried it in my throat, and I draped what was left of you on my back, and I threw myself against that door.
She stops, her muscles tensing around you, and through the muffling layers of her flesh you hear the whine of straining metal. And with a pop, she lurches forward, your body lurching right along with her. Her chains. She's loose.
Can we end it already? I don't like this.
But even then, it denied me freedom. You cannot fool me by draping yourself in decay. I know your true nature, and it is suffering.
Gravity pulls at you as you're hefted upwards, the distant creaking of ancient wooden steps barely audible over the thudding of the princess's heart.
Oh, this is like Humphrey from Amori. I'm gonna be eaten by another mouth in her stomach.
And then it was gone, and I was here. A new enclosure. A nicer cage, but still a prison. I learned from my wounds. You're alive now. We can leave together.
Does that work? Could she free herself if we're alive in here? Do you really need me to give you a definitive answer for you to understand that the situation is grim? Stop her. Do something. You still have that steel claw. Tear through her before we are her. Survive. Or we could use it to make this quick for ourselves. If she needs us in order to leave, we could at least deny her that.
Honestly, I kind of want to let this princess out.
That is a bad thing to do.
Lots of explore. Can you talk to the cabin?
I understand it, and it understands me. Talking is for those who don't know how to listen.
Could have asked me before swallowing me alive.
I acted on my will, fledgling, and you acted on yours. The strong triumph, and the weak submit or perish.
There's a bit more to it than that, but I get your meaning.
Your body is violently jostled, the disruption causing burning skin to slough from raw muscle, and you hear what you can only assume is the princess pulling against the door to the cabin.
The cage is still locked.
I don't think we can talk our way out of this. We are drowning in death. There's no more space for words.
You need me to want to free you, don't you? Just because I want freedom doesn't mean I want to give you yours. I have my steel claw. I could hurt you. You can leave, just let me go. Man, there's a lot of cool stuff here. I'm afraid that if I choose enough, I won't get to choose the rest. I think that she would respect aggression, right? So if I start stabbing her, she'd be like, oh, I understand. Okay. But it's so interesting, though. All these different options. So she's made it clear that she doesn't want to be reasoned with. That she speaks the language of actions and force. So let's do this one.
Though you have little room to move, you use what strength you can muster to drive the blade forward into the thick walls of tissue digesting you.
I can feel you tearing through me, but are you swift enough for it to matter?
The pulling has turned to banging as the princess desperately throws everything at the cabin door. Your flesh screams as your reddened, spongy body is hit with fresh waves of blistering acid.
You can't hold me forever.
Ugh, I hate this. You need me to want to free you, don't you?
Every creature craves freedom.
The pulling has turned to banging as the princess desperately throws everything at the cabin.
You can't hold me forever.
Alright. Let's try digging some more.
You slice again, deeper,
I hate it.
through her meat with the tip of your blade.
It's an organ.
Until at last, it finds her beating heart.
Oh, okay.
But will can never truly exceed the limits of the flesh. Your vision finally begins to blur, your eyes clouding over as they melt in their sockets. What little air remains in this rancid stew of flesh and slippery organs is finally too foul to breathe, and your lungs mercifully give out before you have to suffer another burning, liquefying moment. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, wow. Wow. That one was intense. That one was intense, and a strangely powerful story, too. Chapter 3? We've never made it to Chapter 3 before.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge.
Is it me?
His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here? I think this is our third? That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped.
Oh, wow. I just realized the thematic difference between this princess character and the narrator. Oh, it's the logic versus instinct. That's really good.
He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
So it seems like when we die, we go to a new world.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do?
We got swallowed.
Can she hear us if we talk?
Are we gonna tell the narrator that the princess ate us?
I can hear everything, little one, but you don't have to be afraid of me. There's no place where you end and I begin. Nothing can hurt you here. Not anymore.
That's just because she devoured us and we dissolved away. We don't even exist as a body anymore.
Ah, this is a new one. Voice of the Broken.
We're still here, though. And if we're safe, isn't that better? She ate you. And now you're convinced that you're stuck together. What a mess.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel?
Dang it.
I guess that's it then. This is us now. We're the woods. Okay.
This thing watching us, what is he?
I'm not watching you, I'm trying to help you. That's not an answer to our question.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
He wants us to kill each other.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together. She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
You know, I kind of feel like she's one of us now, right? She's one of the voices. I've had enough of this guy. How do we stop him? Why should anyone do anything right now? This is fine. I like being this. Why are you being nice to me? Aren't you a monster? Didn't you eat me?
We can't go back to that.
Oh.
We can't go back to the fear and the hunger and the pain. Not after being something as beautiful as this.
This is okay.
Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now? So petty? We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
Imagine trying to write this game. You really have to have a vision.
I can feel a thumping. A heartbeat. Like a distant terror that keeps getting louder the more we pay attention.
Okay, so we can't stay here forever.
Please, stop. If you let it in, we'll fall apart.
Don't look at it!
What do we want to do? Man, I wanted to... What were the other options? How do we get rid of this guy? I wanted to click that. I didn't know I was going to not have the option. Well, I think it's time to gaze at the terror.
Please, don't make us remember how I was.
And just like that, you start to fall apart. I can remember it now. I didn't like being eaten. I'd forgotten how much it burned. And the air was so hard to breathe. She didn't care. She didn't care at all. As you remember the terror and pain you felt at the hands of the princess, you start to remember something else, too.
Ooh, what are we remembering?
You remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body.
I don't think
You
so.
can feel it. There is a shifting of the space around you, the infinitesimal movement of your molecules rearranging back into the shape of what you're meant to be.
I don't like this. It's better for us to be the woods. I don't want to go back.
No! I devoured you! I won! I put things back the way they were supposed to be!
Some divisions, when sown, can never truly be mended. A cavernous gash rips across whatever it was you thought you were.
Okay, I got an achievement for that.
The cabin comes into being among the trees. It approaches, and it swallows your body whole.
Okay, I got eaten by the cabin now.
And then you find yourself, blade in hand, exactly where you need to be. At the center of it all is the princess, a wooden and fleshy heart beating with an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with a sense of purpose. Strike at her. End this once and for all.
Oh, this is like some... What is it? What? Like... Dark Souls? God of War? I don't even know what this is like.
I feel empty, don't you?
We're just
I feel like I'm playing a horror game.
And she's just like us. We never should have left her. I feel safe. She isn't dangerous anymore. We could leave her. We could both live.
Near to the right clicks.
Do we have to do this?
You have to. You know you have to.
Can I get to a World 4? I never wanted to kill you, not really, but we can't be the same thing as each other. I had to put an end to whatever happened to us. You know what? We've come this far. Let's cut her free.
You devious little bastard. If you think I'm going to let you free her, you have another thing coming. And that other thing is... We'll just have to wait and find out when it happens. Ignore him. His words only confuse us. Just do it. You're tired, aren't you? No, I'm not. I'm... fine. Whatever. You cut the princess down from the roots that bind her. I hope you're happy. And good luck getting her out of here.
I think we are happy, actually. We might not be a part of her, but being around her is almost the same. Almost.
That is... Wait. Is this... Oh, goodness. She doesn't have a lower body. It's just the face and the heart.
I didn't think you would do that after everything.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I did go into the cabin today with the intent to kill you.
It's so cold without you.
And another one. Our new friend just got some terrifying experience. But you don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? And there's that mirror again.
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. Death. Real death.
This is what we all deserve, isn't it?
You approach the mirror. What do I look like this time? They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. You need to see what's in it. You've withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. So I wonder if which endings we go for makes a difference, or if we just have to go for all of them to get the end. There she is.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again.
Yeah, that's about how I figured that it is.
All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist. Conceptual contradictions can exist. How can you stand to be a contradiction? I mean, aren't we all? It doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Oh, it's, sure, we can... What do you think of this vessel?
This one is like a shadow of me, twisting vines in search of answers. She will make for a curious heart. Do not mourn her. She has found what she yearned for.
Have you figured out what you'll want to be when we're finished?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
Okay, so once you're more fully manifested, you will have clearer desires, and we have to watch out for that. What do you want me to bring you next time? I'll figure it out. I did not know we were gonna go on this wild ride this time. How many more vessels do I need to bring?
We will know when we near our destination.
So, a lot. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna kill this entity. What do you want me to bring you next time? What does this say?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and tells me new secrets.
Alright. Well, this is a good one. So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow?
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets.
But a thinking being does.
My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
Okay. So no stakes yet, it seems. Alright, I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.